Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl, here to bring you another reading for Virgo. Thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, Virgo. The cards just split in three. Let's take a look. Nine of Cups, Knight of Swords, Six of Wands, Victory, attention seeking, victory in taking care of yourself, getting news. Cards are loosening up, having the strength, having that determination to follow through. Victory. Getting the attention, having the attention come to you, being victorious. The Knight of Swords, the Eight of Wands, Six of Swords, Ace of Swords. So again, more victory here. Confirmation of victory to come. You will be successful. Your mind is moving on. You want to move on to somewhere with a peace of mind you want. Seven of Swords, you're planning a move. You're planning to leave. You've had the plan in the works for some time, it may be. You really want to go. You want to go far. You want to travel. You want to see a faraway place. You want to travel, and you're probably going to. News is coming from a distance for some, or you will tell of news that you are going, you are leaving, you're leaving, you're going far away. It's either news is coming to you that about from a distance that will bring you peace of mind, and could be the health of someone. And for others, it is a plan of action to leave, and you will be telling that news, or breaking the news that you will be leaving. Nine of Cups, it could be leaving to go anywhere, job, just personal life, breaking up relationships and such, graduating and deciding to move on for work. Page of Cups, following the dream, wanting to go where you are happy. Three of Wands, definitely going somewhere. It could be short distance for some, but changing because of a judgment call, because of news coming. The news is going to change your plans. You've had certain plans, you're going to make new plans now because of particular news that you will receive. Then we have the three. No, this is the eight. The Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords here with the Judgment card brings in that anxiety, something worrisome. And then having to change the plans. Coming to know some truth. Could be that there's anxiety and truth coming forward, or someone breaking down and deciding to tell the truth. Enough time has passed and certain information is coming to you, Virgo, that will bring in satisfaction. The news may very well be of a happy sort. Certain truth. Having the ability to change your circumstance, change your mind, change your reality. Judgment card here. Something is changing. A second chance is in order. Certain truths are being told, and there is satisfactory to be had, or there is revealing addiction for some. The truth about addictions or addiction or the change or the moving away from or stopping, leaving addictions behind, taking care of the situation, healing that sense of, well, not the sense of it, but making sense or really coming to terms, grasping the truth about the addiction and taking the step forward to go where you can get that healing. If it's not you, it is news about someone's addiction being healed, or they're taking responsibility. That's probably what the news is about for some of you. Giving you that chance to move on, Virgo. Wow, that's a whole reading right there. A new beginning with that Page of Cups. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe. I thank you, Virgo, for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares, but most of all for showing up. This is a reading for November. Today is the 16th of November, so it falls pretty much into the middle of the month. But this is a special reading, not just about November, what's going on in November. It is about you to begin with, Virgo. It's all about you. And, well, of course, people who you're dealing with will filter in, but this is about you, your legacy, your happiness, your sense of belonging, your home, your ability to have your abundance, your family, your feeling of what family is affected here. The news that is coming to you is probably from family or with people that you consider close enough to be family. But this reading is about releasing. And the way I'm doing it is using the cards as they come out, as they want to speak, not using a traditional layout as I usually do with the monthly read. I use the Celtic cross, but here it's as the cards come. Because November is a release month, it's where we get to let go, we get to go in the dark, we get to see what needs to be looked at and let go and face the fears and such. Here we see our legacy, our sense of family, our sense of abundance, and we're manifesting to have that sense of security. We're making sure to follow the intuition and keep our emotions under control. We don't want to be erratic because we need to take care of the family. We're keeping our emotions, our feelings to ourselves. We're manifesting. We're using what we have. We want to make more come. We're manifesting, and we're keeping what we know to ourselves. I'm using the Stained Glass Tarot by James Edwards as the reading goes. I have to pull all the cards. The cards that want to show themselves for sure, I'm taking them. But they're coming in chunks, so it's the way that I'm going to be doing them. They'll be in sections. And this one. And the Tower is here. That's it. I'll just take these. Okay, and then the Three of Wands stays there. This is one section, and the Tower I'll put like that. Okay. You have quite a few cards, Virgo. I think I'm just spoiling you at this point, taking all of them. But that's okay because they're in little sections. So not every message is going to go for everyone listening. So please just take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Again, I'm using the Stained Glass Tarot. I brought it back because I'm feeling called to return to this deck for this energy. I'm not, it's not that I'm not sure why, but I'm not sure why I want to come back to it, but it just, the energy of the stained glass is what it's just calling me for the month of November, because of that sense of reflection where the light comes in and it sheds light on, and there's certain parts of the cards where I look and then I see different messages. So for me, it was calling to use this deck in November, and I can't help but see this message here. See the Nine of Cups with that Ace. It's healing addiction. So someone is bringing in news to you of a sense of healing and giving you a peace of mind and giving you that ability to move on if you want to leave or go, or you have somewhere you want to be, or you're using what you know to take the steps forward to expand and grow and become more. Again, have that sense of peace in the mind, as well as making a plan to use what you have to expand and grow. Where's the abundance? Here it is. To make your abundance settle in to a new home. Either way, you're manifesting and you're building. You want your future to grow, and you're doing it with what you believe. You're going with your intuition, and you're very strong. You're feeling more and more that you're very capable of controlling your feelings, for one, and manifesting using your intuition. Coming back to the month of November, I'm bringing in the Samhain Oracle from the Seasons of the Witch. I'm just going to give a quick shuffle. By Lorraine and Juliet Diaz. And this is to help us see what needs to be released, because November is the month of going into the darkness and facing our fears, overcoming and letting go of what needs to be let go. I will take a card in a few moments, but I'm also bringing in the energy of the moon with the Moonology for manifestation, because even though we're letting go, we're still manifesting, and it's showing up in your reading already that you are manifesting or that you want to manifest. And the Moonology deck for manifestation oracle is by Yasmin, Boland. And of course, she gives us all the phases of the moon. So I'm going to choose one card because this will help. This will help to complete that manifestation if that's what you want, or to see how you can release and let go of what needs to be let go. Let's take one card. New moon in Aquarius, being open to change. And the new moon is the phase that brings in, it's the doors that open up for you so that what you manifest will come right in. So you're on your way because you're manifesting. Let's take a look at that. New moon in Aquarius. Open to change. Big changes are forecast. Again, you're getting some kind of news, but you need to let events unfold with as little steering as possible from you. Sometimes you just need to take a bit of space from a person or a situation. If you know you've been too emotional about someone or something, this card offers you the chance to cool things down. A rational, even slightly aloof assessment of your current circumstances is called for. Allow for things to develop. Try to think of your situation from a different angle. Again, we saw the Nine of Cups, bringing in satisfaction, healing. We saw the Eight of Wands, to distance yourself or take that trip if you have to. Three of Wands too is somewhere in there, I saw. But let's take a look at the other cards. Here we see the Four of Swords with the Seven of Swords, and then we have the Four of Pentacles. So we're really looking at, and then we have the 10 with the Six of Pentacles. So we're looking at how we're thinking, we're strategizing, we want to make a plan, we want to see change. We have the Tower with the Four of Cups. So breaking that lethargy, breaking down that lethargy. There's other cards there too. Being committed to breaking down that lethargy. Again, the Six of Cups. Love is changing. The way that you express your love for others is changing. And that's amazing because you're opening up to change. Spirit is guiding this. With the Tower coming down, you have already put your desire out there. You're requesting, you're asking Spirit for something, or you are doing things in a way to bring in. If you're being kinder to others, or if you are listening to others, then you're opening up the doors. The new moon in Aquarius represents just that, opening up the doors for what you have asked to come in. The Four of Swords brings you to that place of thought, contemplation. You're strategizing with the Seven of Swords. You're making plans, or you want to make new plans, or you're shifting your plans. You're thinking about your plans. News coming in is going to change your plans. Probably already has. You're reviewing things. We're all reviewing because Jupiter's gone into retrograde as of a couple of days now. So you're going to start feeling that need to look over what you've done in the past. Here we see the Four of Pentacles is holding on to, and then remembering with the Six of Pentacles where you were, what you did. The Ten of Pentacles is broken, so it's the challenge of being fair, being treated fairly, treating others as you'd like to be treated, putting the effort forward to be a little more giving, and doing it with that desire to be fair. We have the Judgment card here. Making that judgment call. Overcoming that sense of unfairness. Having a plan that is strategizing to be more generous with yourself before anyone else, Virgo. Spirit is asking that you allow for yourself to have, that you let go of whatever was making you feel inferior. If it is a person, if it's a situation, just know that Spirit is on your side, because the Tower coming down is for your protection. It's to make that inner change. Of course, if you are experiencing outer changes in drastic motion, where you move suddenly or you change your job suddenly, then yes, it is the same. That Tower moment of cathartic change, where it happens right before your eyes. For others, it is internal, relating to how we feel about ourselves or how we've been treated by others. There is a sense of justice that's coming around. You're going to start feeling a little more in control. Again, with the Queen of Cups and the Magician here, really honing in on how you feel and keeping that feeling of, or negative feeling, within, and turning around it and working through it to bring something positive to come out. Really working with how you feel and changing how you think about certain events, the news that is coming to you is going to help, because there's a revelation here. Whether it is in the self, where you decide that fine, it is over, because it brings in a 10 of swords here. It is over. They can't hurt me anymore. I've overcome, because that's what's happening here. That's what's happening in this little bit of a read here. They can't hurt me anymore. Someone has overcome or is reckoning with the pain and realizing that they can move on from it, that they can take that step forward and see changes happening. And coming into more, because we have the 10 of Pentacles here. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. Still have some more cards here. The Tower coming down is bringing in deep-rooted change that needs to happen, that has needed to happen, that is an irreversible change. It cannot go back to the way it was. Whatever it is that you were experiencing is over. 10 with another 10 is the World card. And justice is following with that. It's out of your hands. Spirit has decided. 6 of Wands with the Empress. The Strength card. The Queen of Wands. The Hermit. 8 of Cups. So that sense of healing and moving on is confirmed again. That you are able to overcome, that you've been able to look back at what hurt and say that they can't hurt me anymore. That is the Queen of Wands. I'm in control. I'm stepping up and taking my position as queen. That's a figure of speech, because it is emotional regardless. It is feminine energy, where she is determined to step forward and go beyond the suffering that she may have endured. And I say she because it is coming in as a queen. So it is based on the emotional suffering. Whether you're a man or a woman, you have been through emotional turmoil and you are overcoming it. Spirit has opened the door for you to walk through as with your head held high, without any suffering. You're releasing whatever it is that was holding you back emotionally. The Strength card says you have the courage. The Empress says you have the intuition. You have the abundance. You have the capability to be productive. Your next steps are going to bring in, whether it is money, any form of abundance, and you are holding within you a sense of generosity with our Empress here, ready to share, having the strength to step forward and open up and be generous with others, to share what you have as abundance in whatever form, whether it is in emotional experiences, physical connections, networking, money, adventures, whatever the situation would be for you. You're able now to lift yourself out of a depression, lift yourself out of what would be existential anxiety, knowing that I am capable, that my body and my mind are able to, that physical capacity. You're finding that you have more energy. You're feeling it. The Hermit says that you have the knowledge, the understanding. You're able to work through the emotional turmoil that you may have been through, going from the 7 to the 8, because he's looking right at the 8 cups, making that decision as to where I need to go next. Virgo, you're going to be doing some form of traveling, whether it's just going to a new place, a new job, or just a new avenue to see something different, because you have the capability, you have the desire to do, and you have the means to carry you there. You're victorious, or you will be. If you don't feel it now, it's coming. And that sense of attention is, people are going to pay attention to you. People are going to look at you and say good things. They want to see more of you. They want to encourage you. Some may be encouraging you to move on from a certain place where you are. Take that as it resonates. It's not for everybody. All the messages coming here are pretty broken up. But it is a sense of release, letting go what no longer serves, letting go what has hurt, overcoming. It's not just so much to say letting this go. It's you've learned. The Hermit says so. The Hermit says that you have acquired certain knowledge. You're receiving certain information, whether it's a download from spirit or truth from particular individuals. And that, whatever it is that you're receiving, whether it's spiritual or physical or in this dimension, it is going to change your life. It is going to take away the lethargy. It is going to bring you to a commitment. And you're going to learn more. You're going to step out. You're going to take a trip. You're going to go where you want to do. You're going to do things you want to do. You're going to have the means to do the things that you want to do. That higher knowledge, the highest judge in the land, could be from the government level or from an institution, or just your higher understanding of where you've been, coming from the Hermit, going to the Hierophant, knowing where you've been and reckoning with that, and then looking forward to being in control and making a judgment, making a decision. Time to decide. I need to move on. I need to change the plans. I need to make new plans. I need to see where I really want to go and make that decision if I'm really going, and really holding on to that plan. The Devil here says either you need to make changes to what is already set, because he has a mind that will not change. And of course, when the Devil comes, it is a sign of there's too much of something going on here, or that we need to let go of something, or we need to hold on to something, or we need to really work very hard at something. So if it is that we are looking forward to making a decision and not changing a plan, then we would have to work really hard, because that commitment is being blocked. The devil is between a commitment and a plan that may need to change. So the commitment to the plan is going to have to change. Again, it is depending on certain news. The tower coming down is where that plan will have no choice but to change. The devil could be the confirmation for just that, because it is a plan and there is a commitment. There is a proposal. There is action. There is intelligence that needs to be looked into some more. It's not complete. Maybe that is the plan needs to change. Plan needs to change because of certain news, Virgo. I think I got them all. But the manifestation is probably where you would reconsider, because it is on an emotional level and it is how you feel. And it started off with going with the Six of Swords into peace of mind and coming through. And then, of course, when you come through, then there's a decision to be made. And Spirit is saying that you need to open up the doors to change. Open up and let the change come in. The Tower says that when the change happens, you will be more prosperous because of it. I think we did all the cards. I was just so caught up into the read. So what you need to let go of, you are letting go of, Virgo. It is on an emotional level. They can't hurt you anymore, whoever they are. On that note, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Until our next read, love. Virgo, I just realized that I never pulled the card. I said I would come back to it, but because there's so many, and I already got to know what it is that you had to release, I realized only at the end that I didn't pull the card. So let's pull a card from our Seasons of the Witch Oracle for what it is that you are dealing with in the darkness. Thank you, Spirit. Seduction. It would be that card to come simply because we have the Devil. I think it was this deck here. I call it the deck now. Yeah, it's like a mini deck here. The Devil card here. Devil showing up, bringing in that stubbornness, that addiction, that holding on, that overbearing, all of those traits of too much of something. Hear the roaring flames with the masterful trance that calls upon heaving chests. Give in to its alluring grip, if you please, but heed my warning of the claws that draw blood without mercy. Seduction. Being seduced. See, we even have the Magician here with our Queen of Cups to flip things over and say seducing emotionally, because he could be a manipulator, manipulating feelings, being that is what you were dealing with and they can't hurt you anymore because you're able to overcome, you're able to release whatever it is, whoever it is. Let's see what 35 has to offer us here. It is the 8, Again, the Hermit looking at the 8 cups, all of that emotional turmoil. Being that you understand, whether it is you seducing or being seduced, you understand. Not playing with others' feelings, not allowing others to play with yours. Really knowing that Hermit is there. That is you, Virgo. 35, almost there. Here we go. It's passion and manipulation as keywords come up. Sex is the ultimate in desire and temptation. It is not the act of sex that betrays our resolve. It is the delicious journey of passion and pleasure that leads to it. It is the rush of excitement we feel when another can sense our darkest desires and bring them to the surface. It is the loss of control, the desire to at once find freedom and submission. The act of seduction is powerful. It is birthed in passion and sensuality. But beware, seduction is rarely as it seems. It can also be an act of manipulation. It is the rose that promises you much only to leave you pierced by its thorns. Beware the sweet song of seduction when it comes into your spread. Are a few moments of pleasure worth a lifetime of regret? This card reminds you of the consequences found on the road of temptation. Are you allowing others to manipulate you with grand schemes that are too good to be true? It is time to break temptation's hold. It feels good to feel moments of love, acceptance, perhaps abundance of fun. But be mindful of the cost of such moments. These experiences are free. You do not have to sacrifice your morals, values, or integrity to make another person happy. If someone asks you to do something that feels wrong, know that it probably is. Trust your intuition and follow your heart when temptation comes knocking. And you're going to get some news. Someone's come in. Someone wants to bring you that peace of mind. Be mindful, my darling Virgo. There is addiction. There is peace. There is manipulation. There is change afoot. And on that note, I thank you again for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Virgo, until our next read, love and light.